Hello, I'm Julia Cordova, and I thought I'd do a video today because a lot of people have been sending me messages that they've taken some big losses, whether they were planned or unplanned, and they're like, how do I make it back? How do I make it back? And unfortunately, I get where you're coming from. I had the exact same issue when I started, and even sometimes now I'll take a loss, and my psychology is always right away, how do I make it back? How do I make it back? And I'm going to tell you today what you can do that will make it the most likely that you will be able to start winning again. And it's gonna sound simple, but I'm gonna tell. And I got this advice myself when I started, but I didn't listen to it because I thought, oh, you know what, that's for other people. Like, I'll just throw more money at this problem because now I understand what I did wrong on the last trade, so I just won't do that again. No. If you are in a psychological place where you are trying to make back money and you have in your mind that you must make back this money, you will fail. You'll fail. And I'll tell you why. So do you remember the game rock, paper, and scissors? Maybe you played it when you were a kid. Maybe you play it now. Sometimes I play it. I played it with my ex sometimes if it was 1 o'clock in the morning who had to take out the dogs. Let's go. I would win every single time. He might win the first one, but then I'm going to come back at him and get him the second and third time. And the reason is that you do win or lose a lot in a row is because it's a psychological game. And so once somebody has your number, they know what you're thinking, they're always one step ahead of you. And even if you try to change it up, gosh, they figure it out right away. How is that possible? The market is the exact same way. So if you have taken a loss and you right away want to get right back in there, same amount of money, double it even, won't lose this time, no, absolutely not. You will continue to lose, and you will lose more and bigger every single time. So it sounds so simple, but a lot of the advice that people gave me when I just said today that I was going to post this video is very, very good. So instead of throwing more money at the problem, instead of sitting there and going, well, I'm not going to make this exact same mistake again, because you'll just make a different mistake. Instead, the thing to do is to trade smaller. And you don't want to do this, right? It's not human nature. But if you trade smaller and you start then getting incremental wins, or you lose, right? But then you're not losing as much. So, okay, all right, I'll keep doing this. So if you trade smaller and then you keep on monitoring whether or not you win or lose, then when you get to be on a winning streak again, when you've got that bitch's number, and by that bitch I'm talking about the market, when you've got the market's number, you will be able to win again all the time, because it really is, at least for me, it seems like I'm winning. Oh, sure, lose one here and there, whatever, but winning. But if I take a loss that I wasn't that psychologically impacted me, so for example, maybe I didn't follow my plan, maybe I took a bigger risk than I meant to take, maybe I made a mistake, maybe that kind of thing. Whenever my psychology gets like that, cut whatever you're doing, stop whatever you're doing, and make your trades smaller until you get your confidence back and until you prove that you're winning again. And it really does go in streaks. So I know that sounds simple. I know that that's like maybe something you don't want to hear because you want to make it back right away. But I promise you, the psychology of the market is the same exact thing as rock, paper, scissors. And we're all going stir crazy here, right, in this quarantine. If you play rock, paper, scissors with somebody you're quarantined with, you'll see that you'll win a bunch in a row or you'll lose a bunch in a row. And it's the exact same thing with trading. When you lose and your psychology is messed up, the market has your number. So take it down a notch. Small trades. When you prove to yourself that you're winning with small trades, take it back up. And then all of a sudden, you're winning, you're fabulous, you're glitterati, you're gonna make that money. That is my best advice. And I hope it makes sense to you, because if somebody had explained it this way to me, I think it would have made more sense rather than me throwing more and more and more money at it. It's like everybody else. I started out with a small account, and I'm like, wow, that didn't go well. Let me just throw some more money at it. Let's throw some more. And then I was trading with an obnoxious amount of money. I could have blown out these stupid P&L services. I was still bleeding cash. So don't fall for the schemes on the internet, and just try to get into a winning zone. Go from there. Okay, let's talk some charts now. Hope that helped. Okay. Oops, I clicked the wrong button. Of course I did. Okay. All right, let's talk about the market. Today we back tested the meow breakout line, which the meow is back here when people were calling for the top of this dead cat bounce, and maybe it is a dead cat bounce, yet to be determined. Let's not worry about that yet. So we back tested the breakout of the dead cat bounce and went way up, and then spent today kind of hovering at this 27-23 line for quite a bit, and then just couldn't get over it, one reason or another. So it does look like the beginning of an evening star candle pattern, if you're familiar with that, which is a big green and then kind of an inverse hammer and then a big red, and that's generally a reversal pattern. But if you've been doing this for long enough, you've probably seen these evening star patterns. I would probably even go back to maybe 2478. I hope not, but maybe. Or maybe do it in 2 candles. But anyway, after that, sometimes there's like a little doji here at the bottom of, I don't know if you can see my dog or not. What's up, buddy? Sometimes there's a little doji here, and then another green candle, and sort of like 2 in a row, but one is going down, 2 of those candle patterns in a row with the big green, the inverse hammer, and then the big red, and then another little doji, but then a big green. So that's possible. That's what I'm thinking, unless we can stay above, or at least close above tomorrow again, the meow, a breakout line, which is 26.24. So let's see. Oh, markets just started moving. So now let's talk about something very exciting. It's going to take a while because I had a bunch of windows open before and I was lazy and I didn't restart my computer. So yeah, white screen. We're just waiting for, I think it's Natty. Yeah, Natty that's going to pop up. Okay. So yeah, so actually remember on Sunday night I said I had kept Natty, and I was really nervous about it because I thought it might travel with oil. But I did think it was going to make a green candle. Here you go, buddy. All right, a green candle that was going to be somewhere between these lines. And it did, but then it also broke the F out. And I called this the McSqueezy line. So I said anything above this is going to cause a McSqueeze. So I hope you were able to catch it, but I know that Natty is so difficult and terrible. So I do hope you were able to, but anyway, I'm just going to keep explaining this. So we McSqueezed up here to friendly MA, and then today we had another huge candle where we even got above the ambulance line, and it looks like we're still going. But Natty in general, let me just make this smaller so you can see, because this is not something that you're like, oh my gosh, I missed the move. Wait till you see. Look how far it's down. Wallaby, oh my god. Look how far it's down from this kitty cat line, or I don't know if it's a kitty cat or a pig. I thought it was a cat, but I think it's a pig. I'm not sure. Anyway, my point in showing you this is there is plenty of room if this is a trend change, and my key line here would be 1.985. That's this key line here. It's actually a mini key, but above there, I think it will be extremely bullish. But you know, what is your issue? Wallaby, I'm just gonna put him out. So please hold on just 1 second. Wallaby, let's go. Out you go, buddy. Good job. Okay, if I knew how to video edit, I would video edit. Sorry about that. Okay, so it's possible though that it could make an inverse head and shoulders here. I know I've got a million of them drawn. I probably should take them out. As you know, I keep my drawings on just so I can tell how accurate I was after the fact. But anyway, above 1.985 I think will be quite bullish longer term. And if you look, it's not one of those ascending triangle things. It's actually in reverse. But you can see this is a very consistent line of resistance. So especially if it were to close above 1.985, just remember how I said about gold. Remember that those yellow circles? I was like, buy it, buy it. I hate to do that with Natty, but we'll see how it goes. If it does. Until then, it's just McSqueezing. Don't pay attention to all the hype. Wait until it gets above that if you're responsible. I don't know. I'm not. But if you, no, I am. Of course I am. I talk about this all the time. I just pretend not to be. Okay. So anywho, yeah, we'll see tomorrow. You know, RSI isn't high at all, but we've got a resistance coming up. It's probably going to magically line up with either this little channel line. Let me tell you what it is for tomorrow. So for tomorrow, it's going to be about 1.938 that we'll be watching. And if it back tests the ambulance, it's, you know, maybe worth a shot. If it back tests 1.849 or so, yeah, maybe we'll have to see what happens. Right now, I'm just holding on to it. I'm trying. You know, it's so hard to hold winners. It's so hard to hold winners. So I did take some partial profit already. I've already won the trade, but it is very difficult not to just like take all your money. So anyway, we'll see what happens tomorrow. But anyway, these are the pivots I'm watching. The ones that are right around here, 1.849 and 1.938, and of course the key line 1.985. All right, so now let's talk about oil. Oh my gosh. Oh, good. Several people asked me today whether or not I bought the dip. I did not. Maybe I'm gonna miss out. I don't know, possibly. But and I did talk in the last video about maybe a giant headed head and shoulders. So I don't know whether that's going to happen or not. But if it did happen, I'd want it to happen right around here. So if oil were to go back and touch two of my trend lines that are intersecting, and if it were at the same time to have RSI support, I will absolutely, and if I see it, because I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I mean, I've got a lot of places to go. No. Not really, but if I see it, and if I'm paying attention and it happens, I will absolutely tweet about it because that would be an excellent place to go long. Because look what's happening here. It's an MA. It's two of my trend lines intersecting, and if it were to also have RSI support, worth a couple of squares of toilet paper in my opinion. So I hope it does dump here. Otherwise, I will do something responsible and I will wait until it is above the key line. Or if it breaks that and it's not just a false breakdown, that would be bad. That would be very, very bad, and potentially I will short it. Okay, so that is my plan for oil. I hope that helps. Let's talk about gold. What is happening with my pink lines, y'all? If you haven't been following me for very long, the pink lines are old gaps that I have, you know, I've got a touch of I've got ADD, I'm sure you can tell, but I've also got a touch of the OCD in terms of gaps. So what I did was I took the crap BATS data, which, I mean, people, it's free, whatever. But anyway, I outlined every single gap that had happened in the last huge breakout. And these lines have been just like magic for me. And everybody's like, where'd you get those lines? They're incredible. I'm like, oh, yeah, I know, I tell them every time. But anyway, it went and it touched the next level of pink lines. What is happening? and then it came back down. So it did do that inverse head and shoulders that we talked about 2 videos in a row. And now it's sort of back testing the neckline. So the neckline again is pretty much this 1685 level. If it can hold the 1685, but if it can't, it could go potentially, all the way back to this rocket line, 1662, still bullish. Even below that, still bullish. When it gets now to, I'm going to put this in here, hold on. If it got all the way here, I'm not going to say it would be still bullish, I mean huge picture, but it would be not bearish. And then if it were to get below 1611, that might be kind of a trend change kind of thing. We'll have to see. But that's where my mind is at right now. So, and I don't talk about gold very much, and I should though, but because I just have it in my investment account now, so I'm not really paying attention to it. And if I look at my investment account too much, I mess with it too much. I don't want to mess with it. I'm messing with my other accounts. So I will try to pay closer attention for those of you who are actively trading it right now. But at some point, I'm like, this is bullish. I'm leaving it alone. I mean, I think I kept saying, don't worry, Buttercup. That's because I have it in my investment account. I might buy miners and sell miners and that sort of thing. I'm not paying as much attention to it on a day-to-day basis because it's bullish. I mean, and sometimes that's why none of these fund managers can outperform the S&P. If you try to screw around too much in something, you're going to lose money on an investment. I mean, if you're trading, fine, but I don't want to screw around on this. So I'm just going to wait. We'll see what happens. Let's see if it stays above 1685, bullish, or even here, I might scalp it. But let's see. Anyway, that's my plan. I don't know why I have 2 gold thingies open. Oh, I was looking at TLT. I've got nothing, it looks to me like this is bearish because it looks like it tried to get above this RSI support and couldn't. But if it does get above this blue RSI support, I think that would be very bullish actually. So we'll have to see. My inclination when I published this update was that it was bearish, and so far it's been bearish, but it's like bearish and then goes green, bearish and then goes green. I don't know. Make it bigger. I will say that I had published this chart and then I forgot about it because I don't watch TLT. I don't know why y'all watch it, but I know there's some correlations. I just don't know what they are. Y'all are smarter than I am, and that way I don't care. I don't pay attention. But I will tell you, I was very proud of myself because when the bonds did die, I think that's what they are. When they did die, it pretty much held my bottom of my pink channel here, and then it also closed on my above my gift line, which my gift line is like buy it. So yay. But except for I didn't trade it, so I hate that. I really hate that. But I guess that's a reason to set up alerts if you have it within your trading program, which probably I should have done, but I did not do. Whatever. There's always another trade. Okay. Silver. So, when it broke out above this double resistance that I talked about, it did McSqueezy, and then today it came back, and it just didn't. I'm a little concerned with silver, to tell you the truth. Even though it looks like it's got a long ways to go up, I'm a little concerned because it left this little mini gap and it left this bigger gap. I don't like that. I don't like it. So I'm just concerned about it, which really just means that I'll be paying more attention to it. If I do see an opportunity there and go long, it means I'll probably just keep a little bit closer of a stop on it than I normally would. Yeah. So that's it. So I hope that was helpful for today. I mean, rock paper. Oh, let me make the thing big again. I don't know how to do this. Okay, so just remember, if you have taken a loss, just remember the psychology of rock, paper, and scissors, and get yourself into a small trading zone until you get back on top of it where you're winning again on a very consistent basis, and then go bigger again. You're not going to miss anything. Like I said, there's always another trade. I wasn't even paying attention to that trade. Look at what's happened. There will always be more trades for you to take advantage of. So do not worry. Don't think you're going to miss out on the opportunity of a lifetime for TVIX or God, I don't know. Don't think you're going to miss out on anything because you're not. You're really not. Whatever you think you're going to miss out on, if you missed out on TVIX, if you missed out on Natty, whatever, there's always something else that's zoom, 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 or zoom, zoom, zoom. So just trade small till you get to the winning zone again, and then go big. And that is how you will be most likely to make back all of your money. Somebody had to explain that to me because I know I lose rock, paper, scissors or win it all the time. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps. I hope that would have made past me listen to future me. I hope so. I think so. I think I would have listened. All right, anyway, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it, and I will see you around the internet. Bye.